All right, so let me ask you a question. How many people have a GPS unit for your car? One of those Garmin's sits on the dashes, and it tells you all the directions. You put in your location and says things like, turn left in 200 yards. All right, those are programmed with hundreds of thousands of data points. I mean, incredible amount of topographical research has gone into that. Yet we still hear these instances where people who are following the directions of the GPS wind up in difficult situations. And why is that? I mean, there's a case in the paper a few years ago, 3 women attending a Costco managers conference in, I think, Washington State, who followed the directions of the GPS unit right off a pier and into the river with their car. There is a, believe it or not, there is a full-time position now at Death Valley Monument on the edge of the Mojave Desert, a full-time ranger position that is dedicated simply to going out and retrieving tourists and visitors who have followed their GPS into the desert and become either stranded in the sand or ran out of gas, unable to make it all the way back. Here's the problem. It's not that the information in those GPS units is incorrect. It's actually not. It's that the GPS only has a piece of the information. Let me explain it this way. I live in Anchorage, Alaska. We're surrounded by water on 3 sides and the mountains on the 4th side. And we have roads and subdivisions that creep right up into the edge of the mountains, what we call hillside. So if you've ever had to follow your GPS unit, as I have, up on hillside to make, say, a pastoral call, you quickly learn the limitation of the GPS unit. You see, what happens is there are roads there, and the data in the GPS understands that. However, if you attempt to go there in, say, February, you will soon realize there's nothing on hillside that is passable in February. Now, if you go there in May, it's a river of mud. Again, absolutely impassable. The example in the desert, it's not that the road's not there. The road is there, but what the GPS does not have is context. And context makes all the difference. Because the road goes straight into the desert, but because it's in the desert, at various times of the year under certain wind conditions, the road becomes completely covered with 2 or 3 feet of drifting sand. So cars go out and then suddenly find themselves with no road in front of them and have to be rescued. Or up on hillside, you find yourself, while there is technically a road ahead of you, it's absolutely unpassable, or it's a middle of a great mud flow coming your direction. See, context matters. Context matters tremendously. What the GPS does not have, it has all the facts and the data correct. It doesn't have context. You have to understand it makes a difference that snowshoe lane is on hillside. It makes a difference that it's in Anchorage, Alaska, and that it is today, February 23rd. Context makes all the difference.